Hi guys, this is CJ from CJ's Keto Kitchen. Today's recipe is a cauliflower stuffing. It's low carb, it's keto friendly, and I hope that it becomes a favorite at your table just like it has at ours. So our recipe tells us to start by, I've already prepared all my ingredients. I've got the carrots chopped up, celery chopped up, onions chopped up, and I'm using 8 tablespoons of butter because again, I'm trying to double this recipe. So the first thing we want to do is we want to saute our celery, carrots, and our onions. So we're gonna do that. So now it's time to add our second components, the cauliflower and the mushrooms and the salt. So again, I'm trying to make this to serve, I guess, 12 people. So I've used, the recipe only calls for a half a cup of mushrooms. I went ahead and chopped up an entire cup of mushrooms. And we're also gonna now add our cauliflower. I'm a little concerned that maybe I didn't chop this up fine enough, but we'll see how it works. I know cauliflower will get, it'll get pretty soft, so we will put this in, start mixing all of this up. So this is actually 2 heads of cauliflower. So it's time now for our final ingredients. We're gonna add in the parsley, rosemary, and sage, along with the, you could use chicken or vegetable broth. I decided to use chicken broth. Hopefully I didn't make a bad decision. Can't see how anything with chicken would be bad, but who knows. Again, this is the first time I've made it. So the recipe, I wanna make a note here. The recipe talks about fresh chopped sage. I could not find any fresh chopped sage, but I did find some ground sage. But if you're going to use ground sage, you only want to use 1 teaspoon. And again, since I'm doubling this recipe, I am going to use 2 teaspoons of ground sage. Got about a half a cup of parsley. And I'm feeling like half might be just eyeballing it. That looks like a lot of parsley, but we'll see. So I won't use the entire half cup. We'll go with maybe just, because the recipe only called for 1/4 of a cup, I'll just go with, I made a half cup. I'll just go with a little bit more. A little bit less than half a cup. And our final ingredient is some rosemary. I chopped this up because this recipe calls for fresh rosemary. I chopped it up pretty fine as best as I could do it. We're gonna add that. But again, this is another one of those where I'm not gonna probably add the 2 tablespoons or teaspoons that the recipe calls for. The recipe called for 2 tablespoons. I'm only gonna add probably about 1 tablespoon. So we have got our cauliflower stuffing pretty much done. I ran into a few issues. mainly because I didn't follow the recipe. It did take a little bit, it took quite a bit longer for all of the liquid from the broth, the chicken broth, to absorb. And in fact, I ended up even taking some off of it. So that's just a note, something that, you know, again, I tried to double this recipe, so I may have kind of guessed wrong on to some extent. But that's the only issue I've had. I mean, this is, I've been kind of tasting this as it goes. This is actually really delicious. And it's really good. I'm actually pretty impressed with this. The cauliflower stuffing, it's kind of plated in a serving dish. We're going to take it to our first keto Thanksgiving, and we will present some video and show you the full keto spread that we have for this Thanksgiving. So let's see. I'm going to see how this tastes. If you watch me for any length of time, you know that I'm not going to BS you. If this tastes like crap, I'm going to tell you it tastes like crap. That's good. Ooh, nice blend of seasoning with the rosemary, the parsley, the sage, cauliflower. You don't even, of course, you don't even taste the cauliflower. This is really good. It is a nice keto, low-carb alternative for stuffing during Thanksgiving or any of the other holidays for this time of year. Thanks for watching CJ's Keto Kitchen. Bye-bye.